Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 5th day of fall today and it is the first festival of the season. So we're gonna go to the cow festival and see what kind of wonderful that we can win today. I had Gannon change my wallpaper again. As you can see, I've got this kind of polka dotted pattern, which is fine. I don't hate it. I do have a few more patterns that I would like to kind of cycle through before things are over for good. So if I go outside, Gannon will just stop by and let me know. And since I'm starting this day fresh today, I've got a bit of time to kill before the festival, so I have decided I'm not going to grow anything new in this season. It's kind of pointless. We're more or less just wanting to finish up the game at this point. I do have some grains here in my field that I planted quite a while ago, and so I will still maintain the wheat until it comes in, and then I've got soybeans here. I did also have buckwheat in the middle, but the buckwheat did come in already. And I will also be sure just to make sure that all of the animals in the field have enough grass to eat, so I'll keep an eye on that and make sure that it's properly watered, but I don't see it being an issue. As you can see, I've got lots of totally ripe grass here that they can eat. They're not going to run out anytime soon. I've been having some great weather. I haven't had any rain or anything even in the fall, which is nice because usually fall is kind of rainy. So I've just been leaving the animals outside. Everything is good there. I will of course also focus on my trees. We have some grape trees and some apple trees for the fall season. And it is kind of nice to be able to get kind of a stockpile of some of these fall fruits, because last year I wasn't able to actually keep many of them for myself. I was so worried about shipping them all to get that sunstone for shipping 100 fall fruits. So there are actually a few things I've been able to cook because I didn't have apples for such a long time, so that's again just something I can do to keep myself occupied. And then I have also decided that I will continue to water my pineapples. So that's pretty much the only work that I'm doing in terms of crop care, is just the greenhouse, the orchard, and then what grains I have left. At this point, the pineapples come in every couple of days and they're worth so much money. Not that I need money, but I might as well just keep going with it. Because if I do decide at the end of this game, let's just blow money on whatever it is I haven't bought so far and just go absolutely nuts, having a bit of stockpiled money obviously isn't going to hurt things any. So the season's just started, but I haven't done much. I don't really plan on doing much. When I looked at the calendar, for some reason, I thought for sure that our daughter's birthday was like the second week of fall. I was kind of thinking around like the 13th or 14th of fall for some reason, and then I looked at the calendar and I realized that her birthday's on the 25th, which does kind of suck because that means that we won't be finishing this game up in the fall. We will have to wait until probably the first week of winter, because in order to get the sunstone from my child, I have to give her, I think, a total of 5 gifts. You can only give 1 gift per day, and I have no idea if the game is going to make me talk to her for a week in a row when she's grown up to be able to actually start giving her gifts. And if it does, then that really sucks, because that kind of tacks on a pretty good significant amount of time. It tacks on about 2 weeks. So we are gonna have to see what happens 20 days from now when she's grown up and I can give her some gifts, if I can start giving those to her right away, or if I'm going to have to kind of be patient and wait a little bit. If that's the case, worst comes to worst, I just go to bed, wake up, give her a gift, go to bed, wake up. I mean, at that point, I would just be skipping days. Alright, so it is now 11 o'clock, which means that we should be able to go over to Meadow Island and go and see what the cow festival is going to be like. At this point, it's not even really a competition. It's almost like a rigged thing because I don't just have one cow that has a full 10 hearts. I've actually got 3 cows. All of my cows have 10 hearts, and I would be able to enter any of them and I would be able to win this festival no problem. So really they should just be sending me an Orange Wonderful in the mail or something. I kind of instinctively automatically entered Vivi into the competition, but what I should have done was I should have entered one of my other cows because I already get S quality milk from Vivi because she's my oldest cow and she's won first place twice and second place once. So really I should have entered one of my other cows and that would have allowed me to get S quality milk from them as well. Again, at this point, doesn't really matter. We're not going to be playing the game for that much longer where having that S quality product would make a huge significant difference. But after I kind of gave the cow to Mirabelle, I thought about that. I thought, oh yeah, I probably should have given one of my other cows a chance. It sort of would have made sense. But we've had a really good run of the cow festival. We got cows fairly early on. Obviously in our first year we weren't able to do much, but I think onwards from there we've done pretty well for ourselves. We've always kind of had cows on the farm. And shocker, we win. Thank you, Mirabelle. Again, you could have just saved me some time and sent me a wonderful in the mail or something. But I guess it's nice to get the cow off the farm. She gets to show off. And, oh, we get an orange, yes. Oh, starting the season off strong. I will take it. Thank you. Making a very, very slight and slow recovery from all of those yellow wonderfuls. So an orange is really great because I can start putting those into my sickle without having to kind of move the rest of these wonderfuls around. So I've actually gone ahead and I have maxed out the clippers and the milker as well. So I now have a 5 times multiplier on milk and the wool that I get from my sheep. And I've taken them off of the axe and the hammer because at this point I don't really need building materials. I do believe I still have one on my watering can. So I have kind of used up all of my oranges. It's not really a big deal to go to Charlie's and just sort of swap them around. But I can just start putting any oranges I get onto the sickle on its own, and it can just stay on the sickle, which is kind of nice. because that's going to be great, especially for wheat, actually, because I have still been doing a lot of cooking and I've run out of wheat and I've had to go buy some. Not that it really matters, but if I can get lots and lots and lots of wheat, then that will be really helpful. Wheat's kind of like rice, where you do use it a lot in cooking. It's pretty valuable and you kind of go through it pretty quickly, so I will definitely be putting as many oranges on my sickle as I can once my wheat is ready to go. One other thing that I've done since I last did an update is I went ahead and I upgraded my refrigerator now. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, because I was kind of struggling for space for quite a long time, because I have been doing so much cooking and there's a lot of hoarding with all of these ingredients and such. I guess I just didn't really think about it. So now I have 9 shelves worth, 9 pages worth of space, which is great. As you can see, I kind of went with that, and I've already filled halfway through to 7. 9 should be plenty. I shouldn't need any more space than this. I think this is actually the biggest refrigerator that you can get. So even if I wanted more space, I don't think that I could have it. And one of the things that's just kind of taking up space is I've been trying to, at the very least, gather the ingredients to make sort of what I would call the ultimate recipe for each of your categories. So I've gone ahead and I've made all 5 of the items that I would need to make the ellie leaves, for example, and all of those take up 1 spot. In my refrigerator, I've done the same for the soup and drink category, and so on and so forth. Now, my reason for doing that is because I was thinking that maybe, perhaps, I would be able to at least make the black book. Remember that the different colored books are what are required to make yourself your own wonderfuls using your kitchen. But I don't think that it's going to be possible, because increasing your cooking level is really, really difficult. And I've read and reviewed the ways that I can do that, and I've pretty much done all that I can. Learning recipes will get you points. Cooking a new recipe will give you some points. Cooking in general, old recipes gives you points. I've gone through my list and I've also started making some alterations. As you can see, I jazzed up a simple salad, adding a few ingredients. I've just started kind of doing that with a few recipes. I'm going to start going down the list, because doing that will also increase your cooking level. And I am able to make some of the more sort of advanced and difficult recipes that the game has for me. So for example, the ultimate and the finest curry are 2 very difficult dishes to make, which sometimes I can make and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I succeed. The other one that has a very, very high cooking level are the natto dishes. The fish natto is worth a lot of money to ship. I think it's worth like $14,000 if you can make this and ship it. I've got all of the ingredients, but again, it's a very difficult recipe. Sometimes I'm able to cook it, sometimes I'm not. And until I can kind of successfully cook these every single time without running into any problems, there's really no way that I'm going to be able to make these ultimate dishes in order to make some of these colored books. And in order to get the recipes for the different colored books, so say I want to make an orange wonderful, I would need an orange book. I have to make the black book and I have to bring it to the cafe, give it to the cafe owner, and just wait until she gives me the orange book recipe. I have to come back and I have to make whatever is required for the orange book recipe. So I really don't think it's feasible for me to get through any of that by the time the game is finished. But I kind of just challenged myself to at least work towards that goal and just kind of see how far I could get with it. Kind of more or less just to give me something to do, just to kind of keep myself motivated to play this rather than just skipping through days and days and days at a time. And I have also learned most of the recipes. I was working on uncovering most of these and improving. The only ones I really have left are the ones that are very, very difficult to learn. The ones that you need really, really difficult ingredients for, and most of them are in the other category. So that is about it for now. Just a few little things. I'm going through the days relatively quickly. Not having to take care of crops is really a huge amount of time that I don't have to spend. So I think I'll be able to move through this season pretty steadily, and obviously as soon as my wheat and everything comes in, that'll just make it that much easier as well. Just hopefully as the days goes on, I'll kind of have less and less to do and we can just fly through the rest of this game. So that's it for me for now. I will keep on playing and hopefully I will have another update for everybody soon. Thank you all so very much for watching and I hope that I will see you next time.